Welcome and thank you for visiting with me today. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Today we are going to continue with guilt and volunteering. My daughter placed a long distance call to Cleveland. Several of our family members lived in this city by the lake. Neither my daughter, sister, or aunts checked to see whether I was all right when they arrived in Dayton from Cleveland. They picked up my daughter and drove away. That was 7 years ago. By God's grace, I can retell the parts of my story which weren't blacked out. Did I mention I was a blackout drunk? It would be nearly 8 years and a great tragedy later before I laid eyes on her again. I lost custody of her. And the reason why she placed that frantic call to Cleveland, Ohio was, if you remember, on the previous page called Guilt and Volunteering, I had got drunk and doped up really bad that night. And I was paranoid because I had a house full of lowlifes, and I was also one of the lowlifes. And so I always carried weapons with me because I was extremely paranoid. And these people were just milling around the little project home that I had, waiting to see what I was going to do because I was known for having dope. I had a good sugar daddy. He just showered me with things that were what I wanted. I mean, I'm a drunken dope fiend. What do I want? I want alcohol and drugs. I didn't give a shit about anything else but alcohol and drugs. And so he was away at that time. Anyway, I ended up taking this weapon and shooting in the machine, the washing machine. And one of the bullets ricocheted into the apartment next door, just missing a newborn baby. And the mother called the law, and the law did what they were supposed to do: take an animal like me and lock me up in the cage which I deserved. Addiction is no joke. There's nothing cute about it. There's nothing pretty about it. And I thank a great God of my understanding today that I was blessed to get clean and sober on October 13th, 1991. And one day at a time, I've been clean and sober since then. I penned this book to help people like me and people who love people like myself. Let's keep it moving. So here we are now. We're in the last Saturday morning in January 1995. My sleep was disturbed by a ringing telephone. It was my daughter. Now remember, I haven't seen her in going on 8 years now. At the time, she was 20 and the mother of my 30-day-old granddaughter. As the curtain of the last year opened, nasty revelations came about. My only daughter had become heavily involved in pandering and prostitution. Her pimp had turned his stable against her, or so she said. This pimp was my grandbaby's father. My daughter is one of his, at that time, she was one of his biggest money makers. Of all choices in America, she chose whoredom. Not only that, she fell in love with her pimp. Now, the help of my granddaughter depended on his infantile drug-dependent whims because he was a junkie. Let's return to this early morning call. This was the call I had longed for over the years. She sounded desperate. Mama's help was finally needed. The wonderful thing about this scenario was I could help her. At last, I could help her. I had been sober almost 4 years and my life was going well. I could finally help my pitiful, out of control, confused, abused only daughter. What do you want to do? I asked. Can I come home? Was her reply. I'm going to stop here. Truth will set me free one day at a time. The book is available through Amazon. It is also available through me, Dr. Q. Cash App, DRQ 710. The cost is only $20. And the money goes to support the nonprofit Empowerment for Growth and Reconstruction Incorporated. And that is a nonprofit which helps people who have reading and writing issues. And I also do community plays. I write and produce community plays, and I'm working on another community play now as we speak. However, it's going to take more funds to get that, and I want the funds to come from the selling of the book. So get the book, love. Have a great day, and thank you.